This is the Universal Wrestling Podcast. Inside the ring. Outside the ring. It's all here.
We're talking about the greatest sport of all, professional wrestling.
Come on. And now, here's Nick and Keith.
Welcome back to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. My name is Nick. His name is Keith. Keith, we want Cody. We want Rocky. We want some goddamn Girl Scout cookies, and I got some. I ate the whole entire box, man. Those Thin Mints. Woo!
Oof.
They're just
I'm
like
a big caramel
fun.
delight guy. Big caramel delights guy. Or
yes,
Samoas,
yes.
depending on where you are in the country.
Don't say that, because The Rock is here. Roman is here. Great segue, Keith. Let's get into it. You know who we are. Nick, Keith, UW Pod. Let's get into it. Keith, The Rock made an appearance.
He did.
He said, I will go one-on-one. Well, he didn't say it, but Cody did. It seems like WrestleMania 40 in our backyard, the main event, night 1 or 2, most likely 2, but we don't need to get into the specifics here. It's going to be The Rock and it's going to be Cody. And we saw The Rock this week on Pat McAfee making fun of it, making light of it, which is what you want him to do. It is a heel. We don't know exactly what he's going to be, but it seems like he's going to be a heel. He said, Cody fans, there are some good ones, but the ones that are complaining, crybaby Cody fans and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It was really making it seem like he could be a heel. Let's talk about it. What do you want to talk about? Is it?
It's this whole thing has just been a friggin' mess from the time it all started. Like, it sucks to like even have to be having these conversations because like we all, you rewind like a year ago and we're all like, I don't know, man, Rock might be there, and we were all stoked for it, and a lot of people probably still are, and that's great. If you are, good for you. I'm glad you're getting everything you want, but for the rest of us, this whole thing, everything, I feel like everything since it's come out of it goes back to like what we kind of talked about in our Rumble review. Go check that video out now on the channel. But like talking about in our Rumble review about like, it's so much of what has transpired is making me feel like they had to pull a last minute decision to make and have Cody win the Rumble. And it was actually supposed to be Punk the whole time because like, I don't know. I was texting you about when we were talking about getting recording for this and everything tonight. Like, this is the first video that we've done in a while that isn't like a review that I've had to like write notes down because of all my thoughts with this. And like, just kind of like jumping right into it. So like part of it was like, everyone has been said, like, after this all happened, there's been a lot of talk about just like, oh, well, Rock Roman at Mania was always the plan and everything. And it's like, if Rock Roman was always the plan at Mania, why the hell did Cody win the Rumble? And that's what leads me to, like, it has to have been that last-minute thing. Punk got hurt. They told it in the match on the fly. All right, forget it. Tell Cody he's winning again then. Which still was a bad plan then. If Rock Roman was always happening, that was still a bad plan to just throw it on Cody anyway. Even if Punk was hurt, give it to Drew instead, or Gunther, or anybody, because you're ruining lives with this Cody thing. Like, there's just, it's so confusing to me. And like I said, I feel like a hypocrite because like a year ago, I was one of the ones being like, Rock's not going to come back last year. Like, Rock's not coming back for this one. But like, if he does, that's like the match. That's the money match. And like, yeah, maybe last year it would have been. But fast forward to now, and you lost me. You lost me so big, Yeah,
I'm with you. And I think for me, it's that I think I may know too much. I think I may know too much, as in The Rock knew he was going to, or when he signed the deal, they knew that he was going to main event WrestleMania and go one-on-one with Roman. So then it's like, well, now it seems convoluted. I mean, why have that and then Cody win? Again, I wanted Cody to win. I picked him to win. I still think that's a good idea to have Cody win. But then it goes with what everybody's saying. The Rumble is for that reason. The Rumble is to make a star. I mean, yeah, Stone Cold did it. That was cool, but he was big then and the next year. Cody is still big this year and last year. I get where people are coming from. Good for Cody. Cody should have won. I love that. But it's just like, why have Cody win and then insert Rock. Cody winning is still cool. When he points to Roman, he's pointing to Roman at the Rumble, screaming Roman's name.
He all but grabbed a camera and went, "I am going to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania now." Like, that was about the only thing he didn't do to like really underline it.
Yeah. So then I look at it. Maybe that was off the cuff. Maybe I don't think Tripp said, "Hey Cody, when you win, don't point at Roman." So maybe Roman or Cody did that just because he was so amped, so hyped. You know. But again, those things need to be discussed. Those things need to be said. You know, win it and then just point to the sign like every person does. But again, I think Cody, he's doing his best. He really is. He's on Twitter. Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, none of any of these confused everything feelings I'm having are any sort of like hatred toward Cody, which is going to kind of lead me in my next one. So don't let me like railroad over whatever you were about to say here. But like,
I'll forget it.
You know, like none of this is like hate directed toward Cody, and I do like him winning the Rumble, even though I predicted Punk and I was wrong in that. Whatever. I'd rather be. I've been reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's a quote in there where they're just like, "I'd rather be happy than right," and I agree with that. I'd rather be happy with what happened than be right about something and be like, "Meh," because everyone knows my feelings on CM Punk. If you don't scroll down around here, you'll find what it was when he came back to the WWE. But like, I am happy that Cody won, but like, if this was always the plan, like you're telling everybody, and like Rock said, and everything like that, then it shouldn't have been him. Yeah. Like, there's so many, like you said, this is the whole point of the Rumble since what, 1990, I think was the first year that if you won the Rumble, you were guaranteed a title match at Mania. Or maybe it was later. I don't know. Where's Justin? Justin, tell us. Come on down. But you know, like, it's the whole point of the Rumble, because otherwise in 1988 the first one, it didn't mean anything. Hacksaw Jim Duggan won. Nobody, and that's just the fact we all know to have at bar trivia on wrestling night. But outside of that, nothing happened with it. Big John Studd was the next year. Don't tell me how I remember that one, but that happened the second time. Yeah. Who cares? It didn't mean anything. Big John Studd never won the friggin' title. No one wanted him to. Who cares? Yeah. But then once you establish this thing, you got to make that thing happen, or make it. If he's not going to take it, if he's not going to have the match, give us something for it. He came out and basically just went, "I'm a bitch. Rock's going to fight you." Like, you might as well have done that to him. And like, just it,
and the whole stare, and he was crying,
like, you know, and which leading into my second point, like another part of them saying like this was always the plan and everything. They're also now trying to say like, well, it was, you know, aside from this Rock Roman always being the plan, like, well, now with Cody, you know, we're trying to make Cody like the biggest baby face, like to that like level like Daniel Bryan was like WrestleMania 30 and all, which, you know, bad. Like, you didn't plan that one either, even though you try to like change the narrative and say you did, but you didn't plan Daniel Bryan either. We made that happen. Let's all be honest with ourselves and pat our backs as fans. But like, you guys didn't make that happen. If you're trying to make that happen now, it's been there, done that, whatever. But even on top of that, like, he already has so much support once he won the Rumble. Once he won that Rumble, everyone was just immediately like, it's happening. Roman Cody too. We're getting it. And like, he already had a ton of support behind him before the Rumble. And then when he won the Rumble, I'd even argue he hit that Daniel Bryan level at that point, because we all knew that it was coming, and we're all like, yes, this is it. He's gonna finish the goddamn story like he was supposed to last year. He's gonna actually do it. We gave him the chance to. Yes. And then Friday night, Dwayne walks down and goes, "He's my friend. He's gonna do it now." Like,
why? I look at it too this way. You know, you have an important project, and maybe you didn't read every specific instruction your boss gave you, and when you send it to your boss, it's like, the boss writes you back and he or she says, you know, you forgot this. No, I didn't, you know, and your excuse is, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that, or something along those lines. Maybe, you just make up something. Sometimes you just make shit up. That's where I feel the WWE is, you know, they did something and they're like backtracking a little, but they painted themselves into a corner now that you have Cody and The Rock, and Cody is like the guy and The Rock is that guy. And we really wanted to see that fight 3 to 4 years ago, you know? And that's another thing. It just, And then you throw Vince into the mix, and it's like this company's going to shit. You got Trips there. I don't know if Trips is going to be there. It's just a lot rolled into one.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the fans that have podcasts, the fans that really watch wrestling, they understand it. You know, me and you, we're going to talk about it, but we get it. The Rock and Roman WrestleMania. I'm still going to have fun. I'm still going to enjoy it. But God damn it, Cody needs to finish his story. I don't want to sound like that kid.
Exactly.
We want Cody. You know what? I am that kid. Who gives a shit? I want to see Cody go one-on-one with Roman, and I want Cody to finish his goddamn story. I don't care. I don't care what people think. I want that to happen. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen at WrestleMania. You can't have the cake and eat it too.
Can't have your cake and eat it too, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand. Absolutely, I can have my cake and I will eat it. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm upset. It's just he won the Rumble, and we know these are rumors. You hear what Meltzer says about Rock sound the contract. It said it in his contract that he's gonna wrestle Roman. You have Cody win, and then it's just like I said in the beginning, it's like I know too much. I don't want to know all this. Right. I just want to know Rock and Roman and Cody. But now that I know too much, it's like.
And that's a good point. Is like maybe if there wasn't the whole thing that like it was in Rock's contract, like this was always the plan. Maybe we would find a way to like be cooler with it, but because of knowing all that, like no way. And like another thing, I was like that. I'm going back to my notes here. Another one is like everyone and their mother. Oh well, Rock Roman's the bigger money match. Is it though? Is it now? Like yes, I said to start this video out last year. Yes. Absolutely. Maybe not a bigger money match than Roman Cody or Cody finishing the story that he was already building up to at that point. But like, sure, I was clamoring for it a whole lot more last year. But like this year, is it really the bigger money match? Like, I guess maybe from like the idea of like trying to bring in like the casual or like the lapsed fan and, Rock is somehow they think The Rock will still be able to go like he did in friggin' 97. But like, he can't. Let's all be honest. He kind of got gassed walking to the ring to cut a promo on Jinder Mahal the first time around. Let's all be honest. I know I'm a big fat man, but like, come on. He was gassed, like going to the ring to cut a promo on Jinder Mahal. That's sad. But I digress. But like, even like, sure, if you're trying to bring those casual people in and stuff to get them to buy Mania, to get them to subscribe to Peacock so they can watch Mania, to see The Rock go at it again. Okay, I guess, but like, I hate to put it like as gatekeepy as this, but like your true weekly following wrestling fans absolutely all want Cody Roman 2 way more than they want Rock Roman this year. I'm not, because I in all this kind of smack I'm talking and everything here, like I don't want to try to say like I'm not interested in seeing Rock Roman. I am. Yeah. Not at the cost of all of this that we've gotten to, though. Not at the cost of like all the build of everything from Cody. Not at the cost of literally just negating an entire Royal Rumble that we talked about in our review. Check it out on the channel now. Was one of the better overall Rumbles, in my opinion, over the past couple of years. Like it was a really good Rumble event as a whole, including the match, and you just negated all that because Dwayne's on the board and had it in his contract that it's got to be him.
Yeah, and negate's a good word too, because if you think about that, you think about the bloodline. What is it? What's that storyline? Right. So now you're going to have to bring The Rock back, and it's like, man, we're over this. Sammy put the bloodline to rest. What do we need The Rock to do? Sit at the same table and say, I am the head of the table? It's like, I don't want to see this again. And then you're going to stop Cody's momentum. Again, we get it. We understand it. It's going to happen. Rock and Roman, we get it. It's going to be amazing. It really is. But I don't want to say I don't want that. I want Cody and Roman. And this is what I was going to say. I remember what I wanted to say. It seems like Cody is taking this very well, but I also think, again, I could be reading into it, but it just seems like he knows what he wants. You think he did that on accident, pointing at Roman, saying, I want you, Roman? And then you see the tweets, and he's saying, what is it? Stay with me. Stay. Something about
basically said like, trust the process, more or less.
Yeah, basically. And then at the end of, was it Raw this week? He had a really, really, I think I sent it to you. It was just, I don't know. It was almost like tearing up. He's like, this is all I wanted.
Yeah.
This is all I wanted. So I think he knows what he's doing, and I think it's great. I think it's great to see Cody and Trips at it again. You know, I mean, Sledgehammer and all that with the throne. I don't know. It's a dilemma. I just know that this was not the plan, and am I okay with that? No, not really. I'm not. I don't. You know what, Keith? I don't think it's even that I want Cody to finish the story. Yes, I would prefer that, but I think for me, it's just like you're painting yourself into a corner, and now you expect the fans to just like be okay with the ride, and it's just like no. You finish the goddamn story.
Right.
The Rock comes in night 1 or night 2, and just I don't know, but. Before we end this, let's get your thing, and I want to do one more. I want to say
because I just wanted to piggyback on because you're leading me into. I got 2 more quick points to make.
Let's
but what you just said leads me into like my next one. I wanted to say here is like,
damn, I'm good.
No matter how you cut it, whether we want to see it, whether I want to see it this year or not, whether you want to see it this year or not, whether anybody wants to or not, no matter how you come at it, what it comes down to, Rock Roman's the bigger money match. It's definitely not, because no matter how you look at it, it's the more boring option for a Mania match either way, no matter what way you take it. Because, yes, sure, let's make the argument you want to see Rock versus Roman. Awesome. You know now, though, Roman Reigns is going to retain the title at WrestleMania. There's no reason for them to put it on The Rock. Or, if they really want to throw the big Swervington wrench into all of us, if not, and Rock does beat Roman for the title, you just wait. What a gigantic waste of time to one of the first like 3+ year title runs since the 1980s. Like, it's such a waste of his, like, if you're either like with having Roman is definitely retaining, or Rock takes it off of him, and you have just completely wasted the last 3 years, 3+ years, however much time it'll be by the time he drops it. Then if he's dropping it to The Rock, like, what a waste that is, because no matter what, Rock's a board member now. Rock is still also an actor and doing all these other kind of business things. Rock is not going to be there on a weekly, possibly even a monthly basis. You know, we have between now and April for this to happen. Rock's on, as this is being recorded. Rock might be on the TV right now at the press conference and all. Wonderful. When's the next time we're going to see him before Mania? Twice, maybe, between now and April. That's terrible. It's not going to be any better if he's holding the title. So, like, having Rock Roman for this title, you're just putting, like you said, it's just putting you in this corner. Either Roman's retaining or Rock's taking it, and you're wasting everything that's happened over the last 3 years. Yeah.
I'll end it with this, then we'll get to our last topic of this video.
Yeah.
The Rumble. I said the men's Rumble. I enjoyed it just because I didn't know what was going to happen. Yes, Punk got hurt, and that's unfortunate, but it still made it interesting to watch, because you really didn't think Cody was going to win back to back. If I'm going to put my positive spin on this, and I'm going to try, The Rock was on the McAfee show, and he really looked like a heel, and I was just like, oh, I hated him, but I think maybe that's what they wanted me to do is, this is Hollywood Rock. Oh, I hate him. So the positive spin is The Rock is good at this, okay? He might not be great at wrestling, but he's good at this. He's good at promoting. He's good at getting things over. So my positive spin, Keith, is I want heel Rock, and I want him to somehow beat Roman, or I don't know what I want. But I think the positive spin is he seems like he's an ass, and I loved, not only did I like The Rock as a heel, I loved is cooking. I loved his theme song as a heel. Oh my God, Hollywood Rock. Okay, Keith.
Yeah, and it's perfect. Yeah. Well done again. It's like we do this thing for like we know what we're doing, because I wanted to touch on the McAfee thing too as my kind of final point, because like his whole quote today about Cody's crybabies and all on McAfee's podcast and all, it does lead me into believing that maybe this all is like a big work, and somehow we're still going to end up getting Cody Roman too. And if that's the case, well done. I guess. Like you got a ton of us big time on this one and everything.
20 minutes.
So that's great. Yeah. But if that is what it is, I again got to ask, like, to what end? What does this accomplish, all of this? Like, sure, I guess the big groundswell for Cody, but again, I feel like the groundswell was already there if you would have just left it be what it was. And it makes me like, I guess, it's to what end, and like trying, like maybe not trying to answer my own question, but I guess I am like,
Yeah.
it almost just makes it feel like you just want to do all this stuff to build up a lot more talk to kind of like make everyone forget about what's kind of else is happening elsewhere with,
Yes.
McMahon and Johnny Ace and maybe
Yeah.
Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar allegedly or something. Like all of that, it's just kind of like, well, we're moving away from talking about that because, oh, how mad are you that The Rock's doing this instead of Cody now?
Yeah.
And da 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 da. So maybe that was what it was, but if that is the case, yikes again, still.
Yeah.
But
I don't put too much faith into Meltzer, but I don't know. I guess for some reason I believe that Rock's on the contract. It was in his contract. Excuse me, that he was going to main event. Cody was the winner. He was supposed to win. So I know I hate saying that. Breaking news, whatever. I listen to Meltzer on TikTok and all that, but it just seems like that's the story here. It's Cody won. The Rock signed that contract that said he was going to face Roman, and Cody wins. I don't know, but let's get to the next thing here, Keith. Before we end it, let's fix the problem. Get out your pencil. How would you book WrestleMania 40, or how would you book Cody finishing his story, or just leading up to WrestleMania 40? How do you do it? I know what I think I would like, but let's hear it, Keith. What do you got?
I've thought about this one a good bit, and I anything I think of doesn't get to the same satisfaction of just having Cody finish the story like we all thought he should have from the Royal Rumble. And if you didn't think that, you're wrong, just so you know. I think my fix for this is that if you're talking about the whole point of it was to get Cody to that Daniel Bryan level of like crowd support and swelling and stuff like you did in WrestleMania 30, follow a similar one. You have 2 nights to go though now, instead of just putting him in a triple, putting him against Triple H in the beginning and then in a triple threat at the end of the night.
Yes.
You do something similar to that where you have, I don't know, maybe it's Rock versus Cody night 1 is the main event, and the Rock Rock at some point between now and then, Rock bails up a whole thing of like, listen, you and me one-on-one, if you beat me, you can be in the match with us, basically. So you have Rock Roman go out one-on-one, Cody wins, now it's a triple threat with them. Do I want to see that? Do I think it's a satisfying ending? Not really. I don't, triple threats can be boring anyway, depending on who's in there with everything. And if one of them's someone who's not necessarily all ready to go to begin with, how great's that going to be? But that would be my first thought of a fix. Have those two go at it together, bring it to Mania, and then you're still in the complicated thing because then it's like, who takes the pin and who wins, and then who takes the pin for that win, because I feel like with the triple threat and with the two of them fighting the night before, that leads it to being like Roman would just retain because they're both, beat up or whatever. Maybe that works in somewhere between now and then. Solo turns his back on Roman, so Solo and Roman just have a tribal combat on night 1 at some point too. So they're all at least on a level playing field of being beaten up from their matches before they get in there. Who knows? But still, I don't know who retains. I don't know how we get to that point. But that's what I mean. And that's the best I got to, because anything else I thought of, I'm just none of this is good, because to me, none of it would have been as good as just Cody winning the Rumble, antagonizing the hell out of Roman up to Mania, beating him at Mania.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I put the pencil to the paper here.
Yeah,
I thought, you know what? Rock and Roman, they got to go night 2 just because of, how big that is. And I would do something as in Roman wrestles night 1 and night 2. And I think that's the only way we win here. So Rock and Roman go night 2, night 1. It's obviously going to be Cody and Roman. Cody beats Roman for the title. And I know, night 1, why do you put it on night 1? Because what are you going to do? You can't put it on night 2 and then have Rock and Roman battle night 1. And it's like, well, why does he need to go one-on-one with Cody if he just beat Roman? I don't know. Maybe that could work. I think I just talked myself into it. So Rock Roman, if Roman beats The Rock, then it's like, okay, yes, I love it, Keith. So Roman beats The Rock night 1. Mm-hmm. I'm the man. He had some help with Solo. Night 2 comes. We all want it. Cody goes one-on-one with Roman. Cody wins, but it's similar to what was it? Sting and Trips, where they had NWO come out and DX come out.
I was just about to say, because that you got a really good. Nothing like I don't want to jump on your train, but you got a really good thing there.
I just made this up. Yeah,
you do Rock Roman night one.
Yeah,
Roman wins with the normal Roman shenanigans. Whatever Solo gets involved. Great. Night 2, we get Cody Roman 2.
Yeah.
Solo comes out looking to do his shenanigans, and then if you smell, and he comes out to take Solo out of the equation to keep that away, to give Cody that path. That's gold. That's golden. That's how you do it. That I'm switching and then jumping onto your answer with that. We just made that up. We just did it here. We just did it here. Honestly, that's how you fix it.
I'll show you my notes. I had Rock and Roman night 2, Roman and Cody night 1. No, that makes more sense. And then, yes, have Solo come out, have the Samoans, have Rikishi, have Jay come out, and just, do something along the lines of what they've tried to do, or not tried, what they've done and accomplished, helped Roman retain the title. But this time, The Rock comes out, helps Cody, but there's still something left there, right? Like, you can't just have Rock and Roman night 1 of WrestleMania and just end it. You have to do something. It's in his contract, God damn it. I don't know. Maybe have The Rock kind of tease like he was going to help Roman. Maybe he lays the smackdown on Solo. Oh, he lays the smackdown on Solo, Jimmy, and Jay, and we're all saying, "Oh my God," we're anticipating him, helping Roman, and then he helps Cody. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something along those lines where you think he's going to be on, the family side, the bloodline, and then boom. Rock bottom, Cody. Mike Chioda comes out 1, 2, 3, and it's amazing. It's over. Godfather in his hose. You know how it is. Yeah,
absolutely.
Nick Aldis comes out.
the best thing that I have heard since all this went down. I'm always shouting about it on here, but Cultaholic did a thing of like 3 pitches of like how to do it now with everything, and one of the ones they talked about, the one presenter Tom did. You do. Kind of like we just talked about there, but it's the first night, it's Rock Roman on night 1, and it's The Rock coming out and basically just being like, so all I said was I was challenging you for the title. I didn't mean the title. I meant the title of Tribal Chief.
Tribal, yeah.
I lead this tribe. I don't know who you ever thought you were. I have always been the one to lead this tribe. Yeah. So then you get Rock Roman night 1, Rock beats him, or Rock loses, whatever. But that match just isn't for the title because that match doesn't need the belt. It never needed the belt. It doesn't. It still doesn't. It still won't. It still won't after. It never will. It doesn't need. There's enough story there without it. So and then I don't remember the rest of the pitch, but just that was the big piece of it. It was just like The Rock just being like, it was literally like the WCW thing, just like the name on the contract says McMahon, but it's Shane McMahon, But like, like, yes, I'm coming to you for the title, but not the belt. I want the title of Tribal Chief because I run this family. I have run this family since you were in friggin' diapers, Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
Make it, fourth wall, make it real, like.
Hi, Colt. Yeah.
Exactly.
Do all that.
Cousin Dewey's been running this since you were in diapers, Joe.
Yeah.
Sit down. Man. Get back to the kids' table where I used to watch you at,
Yeah. 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 I dig it, man. There's so many different ways. And I think, again, positive spin on it. The Rumble, we didn't know. Punk, he could have won. We don't know if they changed the plans. This, we don't know. We don't know when he's going to finish the story. We don't know if it's the Rock and Roman night 1, night 2. We know it's going to be at WrestleMania. We don't know what it's for. So it's fun, but it's like, oh, come on, what the hell are we doing? Keith, give the people what they want. How can they find you?
Already know I'm on X at Keith of the Ring. I'm on Twitter at _ Nope. I'm on X at Keith of the Ring, on Instagram at _ Keith of the Ring, and TikTok is also at Keith of the Ring.
Yes, sir. And you can find us on all those platforms and more. We are on X at the UW Pod, Twitter at UW Podcast. We have a fancy website, uwpod.com. And yes, just search the Universal Wrestling Podcast or UW Pod on TikTok and YouTube. We're there, baby. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time right here on the UW Pod.